And welcome to Paper Crafting with Tammy. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. It is awesome to see you here. I have a great project for us today that we're going to start on in just a minute. If you haven't done it yet, take a minute and hit that big red subscribe button so you see what else I've got for you next time. And let's get started. Hi there, paper crafters. I hope this video finds you doing well. I wanted to check in today and share with you the process that I use when I get a brand new paper pack. I had somebody reach out to me and say, I would love to know how you break it up into layouts. So the paper pack that I chose, the pad for today, is going to be called Zodiac. This is a die cuts with a view paper stack, and it's got some really fun holographic foil elements in it. So this is what we're going to be playing with today. I will tell you, I use these paper stacks for classes. So as an instructor, what I tend to do is go through and take just one of every single paper out. So this one happens to have 2 of each, which is perfect. This would be great for me. This is 2 people for 4 classes, if that makes sense. Out of one stack, I can usually get 4 classes for 2 people. So I tend to buy sets of maybe 6 paper stacks so that I can use 1 set to design, and then I have 1 to demo with, and 10 classes. So the decisions that I make are often based on that kind of formula. So I did already go through and I took each paper, I took 1 of each out. So I'm going to actually set the stack aside, and then this represents 1 of each. Okay, so we've got front and back, and so I will be looking at those as we go. The second thing that I do is I look really at this main sheet that has the elements cards, like for embellishing, and these give me a big clue right off the bat of what my color palette might be. Okay, so it's not an end-all be-all, but it gives me a chance to look, and I'll use this view to choose some background papers that I may want to use for classes. So I try to go with close to my heart when I can, because that's definitely easy for me. If I choose close to my heart background papers, then I can send a message to my friend that sells it, and I can say, hey, I need 24 sheets of this. And that way, if I'm doing it for a class for 10, that gives me plenty for everybody. So I chose these papers as possible background papers. Okay, so let me just pull this out. Okay, so when I look through this, what I was trying to do is find elements of color that I would want to carry into a layout. Now this purple I've labeled up here random purple. This is not a close to my heart paper, but there's definitely some spots in here where I thought I may want a purple. Okay, these others are all close to my heart. So I pulled out lilac, eggplant, wisteria, sapphire, black, charcoal, pewter, mink, and linen. Now I might use a few of these, but I'm definitely not going to use all of them. This just gives me a jumping off place. Okay. So when you're curious about my process, that's what I'm going to show you. Alrighty, so my next step would be to just start going through these pages and trying to see what colors and designs that I really like well together so that I can make 4 collections. Okay, so what I have here represents 18 different sheets of paper, but 2 of them are sheets that have sentiments and embellishment cards, things like that. This one I definitely would end up cutting apart and using. This one is questionable. I may or may not worry about using these. It may be that the back is something that is more interesting to me, so we'll kind of see how that goes. Okay, these are all like astrological signs, and I'm sure that I have some customers who would be interested in designing with those, but when I'm designing a class, I want to make sure it has more universal appeal. So I'm not sure that that would necessarily be something that I would design around. Okay. So I am going to just kind of start doing my little flip-flop and taking a look. Okay. These kind of design prints are fantastic, these subtle ones for photo mats and accent pieces. So I definitely like to keep those in mind. Like this is beautiful. This would be a really lovely border. Okay. Again, really nice for some accent pieces. This is another good kind of border piece. Something like this holographic foil. I want to try when I have a pad like this to get some kind of a foil accent on each set of the pages that I'm putting together. So this will be kind of, I'll start a stack of the holographic ones as well, just so I know how many of those I have. Okay. So this is really pretty. It's very similar to that piece. I'm going to put those together just so I can think about those. Here's another one with a holographic foil. It's a black one. And then the other side is some moons. This is a good just design piece. That could go either way. This looks like moons, and it's got some fun words on the back. I actually really like the word side of that one. And then this whole sheet, hopefully you can see this on the video, is the holographic foil. So this one may end up cut into a couple like strips or something like that. The back is really pretty too, but I do have that similar design on some other sheets. Okay, so just kind of a pretty purpley and then black designs on the back. Here's another holographic foil piece with some moons. The other side is just a subtle design. I really like it when they design pads that way where you can kind of decide. So that's a real close-up moon sign or just a dark design. This has got constellations on it and some subtle designs on the back. Here's another one with words, and this is another holographic foil piece. More constellations. These ones aren't labeled. Ooh, that's fun too. I have to think about that. And then this is just a real deep, dark piece with some gray design on the other side. So here's my holographic pieces. Plus there's some holographic pieces on the sentiment cards. So I'm going to just keep these ones here for right now because these are going to be something where I want to pull at least one into each set. So that would probably be one of each of these designs that I would pull in. And then this one I'm going to save. I literally might cut this, like I said, into a couple inches. If I was designing 4 classes, maybe each class would get a 3-inch strip of this that we would then incorporate into the class. This would be great for just little 1/2-inch seams on things, just small little elements, because it is really very, very powerful, very shiny. So I'm going to set this one aside. And I'm going to start with these 4 because I know I'm going to want one in each one of my sets. And if you don't do classes, it doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying as you're designing, you want to be thinking about how can you break this up into 4 really nice packages, basically. Okay. So those are going to be my starting spots. And then I'm going to find what would coordinate well and give me a good balance of prints and backgrounds. So I believe that I have 16 sheets all together, minus the sentiment sheet and minus that holographic foil. So that should allow me to do 4 sheets in each one of these sets. Okay. So then I just start looking through what I've got to decide what would make a fun combination. Okay, this is a little bit hard to do on camera, I'm not gonna lie, but I wanna honor the request that I got. Okay. So this one has a lot of kind of a periwinkle color in it, and I'm feeling a lot of that coming out of both of these. So I may pull something like this. I really like how this corner pulls this same color palette in. What's on the back? Kind of that pink, which would actually go in there as well. So I'm going to put those two together for now. And then with these moons, this is a really, really deep, deep blue. So I don't necessarily want to bring in a lot of other blue tones, but I could bring in another kind of blue pattern, might work. And that's also got that gray, the moon on the back. So that would be a neat complement for that. And then I could also go a little bit different direction with this one and either pull in like some light gray or this deep gray. Well, actually that purple's not bad either. Okay, I think for now I'm going to leave these two with this. And then what I've still got to work with here is the set that has the holographic words, and then I've got the black design here. So this paper has got more of another black design, and I really like how deep and dark these colors are. I think that would look really nice with that one. And then this one has got a little bit more of a gray tone in it and some of this. So I'm going to put this one here. So what I have to be careful of is that I don't create layouts that are so much alike that when I show them to people, they're going to wonder why they would want to do more than one. So I can't overly feature these really heavy constellation prints, or I would end up with stuff that's too much alike. So I just want to kind of keep an eye on that for my own purposes. I really like this deep gray choice with these ones with the words, and then I could just use the constellation paper a little. I've got this is another real deep sky, and it's got another design that's kind of that purple color. That might work really well right here. Here's some more purpley and a fun black design on the back, kind of black and white. For right now, I'm going to put that one here. Here's those black and white words. And it's got that moon print on the back. I'm still not really crazy about that. I don't like really big dots personally. You know, somebody else might. So this could actually either go with this set, keeping those moons in there, or it would go with this set with the words. So I'm going to hold off on that one for right this minute. This has got a lot of really beautiful purple, and then that darker gray. I'm going to try that one. Oh wait, did I already have 4? Yeah, I already have 4 for this. I'm going to leave that one alone. This would actually work well over here too. And then this is that sentiment sheet that I'm not real crazy about, but it's got the design on the other side. So that would be a good complement for that holographic paper. So maybe there. And then this has got a lot of color in it. And then the back side is some black and white designs. So this one might be a nice color pop for this set. Let's see if that's going to be too much. Might be too much with that constellation. What's on the other side? The other side's just black and white. And then those are very similar. So that might be an opportunity to bring those words in. And you can see I'm kind of flipping back and forth and changing my mind. And I do that all the time. So by the time I'm done, I usually am pretty happy with what I've come up with. But it's not a perfect science, of course. And then I'm going to try to figure out which cards I would use. So I'm actually good with this one. So this set of 4 I'm going to keep together. And then here, I'll turn them this way so you can see those 4 choices. And this set of 4 I'm also going to keep together. This set of 4 I'm good with. And then this last set I need to play with a little bit and kind of see how I would do this. Definitely want to keep this holographic. I like this piece here. This design is the same as the holographic, but it's in a black and white. So I could actually go either direction with that. And then this one, and I think I'm going to go ahead and leave those like that. So I've got one that really emphasizes a really deep blue and gray. This one's going to be a black and soft purpley pink color. This is a dark gray and like a periwinkle. And then this one is that periwinkle, black, and a deep blue. So they are pretty different, and as long as I design the classes differently, that would work. Remember, I have this holographic sheet that I can bring in on all of them, so that's going to be a really beautiful pop. And then I've got these sentiment cards. So I just start kind of glancing through these. Like right away, I can see this one, aim for the moon, even if you miss and land in the stars. This is going to be really gorgeous on this. It just goes together really well. So I would start cutting these apart and just fitting them in. This one says today's wishes. It's going to be a really good coordinating one here. Love you to the moon and back. This goes really well with this set. So does this believe in magic, right? It's going to pull that really pretty pink color out of there. This we are made of stars also would go really well with this. Okay. So I that's exactly what I do, is I just start looking and seeing where they're going to fit the best and which pages they coordinate with. Okay. So my last step is deciding on background paper, and sometimes this is actually a little too soon until I get all those cards laid out, but we can take a quick look and see if anything just pops as a good choice. Okay, and this is really just what I'm going to build on. So when I pull these out as first options for backgrounds, I'm just looking to see if something really catches my eye. This one I would most likely build on a pretty neutral color. So I would either go, probably not that linen, that's a little too soft. I would probably go with this mink for this one. The pewter I think is a little dark. So I would more likely go with the mink for that set. Okay. And just stick in that gray and blue palette. And then this one's a little bit tricky. I honestly, because there's so much black and white in this, I may just go with a white for this. And I didn't pull that out, but a white background might end up being the best choice for that layout. For this one, probably would go, like the charcoal is really catching my eye with this one. Because this is not like a super deep black paper, but I like the charcoal with this kind of periwinkle. So that's probably how I would go there. And then this one, let's see. Ooh, the pewter's really pretty with that. It's interesting. There's so much color in these papers that although I pulled out a lot of colored backgrounds thinking that I might go that route, it feels like it's too much. There's going to be so much coming out of those pages. So I think this pewter would probably be really lovely, and then use like this as my photo mat paper right on that pewter, and then these are all my accent and border pieces. That's going to be there. And again, I think with this one, I'm going to go ahead and go with a white. So I really hope that this gave you an idea of how to take a paper stack, walk your way through it, take it apart, and figure out exactly what you want to use and how. That way you can have those stacked and ready to go for a layout without feeling like you're building up paper stacks but never using them. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have not already subscribed to my channel and you like the content you've seen so far, please hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you get notifications. And I hope to see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.